Yeah, it always helps to unmute the mic. Let's drop that down. How's everybody? Welcome back to another Creator Breakfast here on a Saturday. We're on a roll. What a week last week. I tell you, 2 streams, 2 days apart. Now, if you missed the second one, a little thing happened. The channel crossed 10,000 subscribers just after last week's Saturday stream. We're on the Nimmin live stream. We're doing our thing in the chat. A few shout outs from Nick and D later, and I was crossing 10,000 subscribers about first 30 minutes of their show. So that's a thing. So big props to them for doing that, and then for their 10K celebration show on Sunday. Just a big thank you to everybody who came by, and also a big thank you to those who actually joined me, came in and out during the show, and said some really kind things, and hopefully brought a bit of value along the way. So yeah, but it's another week. So how's your week been? Let me know in the chat. Actually, speaking of the chat, we need to jump in there. Which means I need to go over. But before we do that, of course, let's let people know where we are. Let's drop on the overlays. We're live, Creator Breakfast live, as we are every single week. All right, let's hit the chat from the top. Let's do the shout outs like we always start the show. Here we go. Before the show started, a couple of hours before the show started, live on YouTube, Twitter, X, Super Saturday Show, Double Dare Saturday. That's a mouthful. Double Doug Dare Super Saturday Show. The DDDSSS. Lots of alliteration going on. And Nick came past early. He was editing 4 shorts while waiting on a sunny, cold Polish day. Hopefully he got those 4 shorts done in the preceding hours. Also, before we went live, Rabbit Bates said, "Hey Doug, hope you're doing good." I'm doing great. Welcome to the stream. Also, just before we went live, Jerry's coming in. Let's go. Creator Classroom's also here. Let's do this. I'm going to try and get one video from my other channel published today. Absolutely. We're trying to kick goals on our weekends, get stuff done. For the hour or 2 before the stream, I was editing my next video, so that's a good thing. always getting in and trying to fit the edit in where we can. Also, before we went live, Kevin Hawthorne coming to us from Lakeland, Florida, as always. Welcome. And Monique confirms that she has scheduled her Friday shorts. Excellent. Frankie over 50 is here as well. Good evening from Perth. Good evening. WA. Live on YouTube, Twitter, X, coming in with the first question of the show. So we'll just hit it while we're here as we're going through, as people are rolling in. Have you ever done a shoey? It's an Australian tradition that entails pouring alcohol into a shoe and drinking it before placing the shoe back on your foot. No, it's not that widespread. It's sort of been like a very thing to do in sports. Like if you win like a motor race or something, I think that's where that tradition started. Maybe in some other sports arenas, and so they're doing shoeys out of their hot, smelly, sweaty shoe that they've been like driving their V8 supercars around the circuit for. Say if it's the Bathurst 1,000 kilometres, it's an all-day race, swapping in and out with other drivers. That shoe has been getting some mileage. I don't know if I want to be drinking out of that. You know what I mean? So no, I haven't done it. I noticed Kylie Minogue did it at one of the award shows in the UK a few weeks ago too. So, everybody's doing it now. Except for me, I'm not doing it. I have hygiene issues with that. Okay, I'm trying to scroll here. Home Rapid Repair is in the house. Howdy. Welcome. Rebel Canners is here as well. Lots of emojis coming in. Audio is good. It was a super fun stream. Ollie Smith in the house, moderator and member, having a great week. Excellent. It's good to hear. I've been having some fun hitting up channels and putting in kind comments. That's good. No, I'm not laughing. I'm laughing because that's funny, because I had a very different experience with comments over the past. Well, it was last week as well, and into this week. I might tell you about it shortly. Dave, have you seen the new channel page tweak that now shows your channel handle under the channel name? Under the channel name, isn't that where it always was? So maybe I haven't noticed it. We'll have a look in a second. Let me go to my channel page. I'm just gonna have a look. See if I notice anything. I actually thought that was already there, but maybe I'm imagining it. I'm not sure. We should dive deeper onto that. Paul Dixon's in the house. I've seen an IRL streamer do a shoey in certain donor goals. Yeah, I'd want to. Yeah, you'd want to be doing it for a good cause. But that was on Twitch. Speaking of Twitch, we're also streaming to Twitch today, as I like to when I use StreamYard, dual stream, use the power of StreamYard. So we're going out to Twitch today. I think that's what I did last week. That's my normal thing, to get all those sweet Twitch viewers. SMA Sky is in the house. Welcome, welcome. Alvin T. Watkins is here. Good morning. Good to have you. Let's see. Comments on my horizontal videos are usually respectful and nice. However, on my shorts, comments can be so crazy. Interesting. And just to prove we're on Twitch, Chantel's gone over there to comment from Twitch. Thanks for doing that. Thank you very much. So yeah, so if you've got any questions for me, it is a YouTuber Q&A, creator Q&A. So if you have any questions, just drop them in the chat with the good old how do you do a Q? I don't know. Do a Q. Put a Q in front of it. Q for question. Q for quiz. It's not an AMA, it's a Q&A. So there you go. So we could probably discuss these comments. Now, I totally approve of and encourage people to leave kind comments in comment sections, and always try not to be negative or mean or too harsh. Leave some positivity in the world. But sometimes, things that are being commented on or something that you might be responding to might be informational. It might be like answering a question, or it might be doing something along those lines. Let me just put that in there. Something along those lines where you might be sometimes you could be out of trying to be accurate, maybe correct somebody or answer something that they don't know the answer to, which is always good. Try and provide value where you can, even in other people's comment sections. Interestingly, the previous week, before I hit 10K, sort of before that, I did comment on what happens is, okay, let me give you the full story. I get up in the morning, and because of the time difference, it's like, depends on what part of the US you're in. It's your afternoon, basically, and it's our morning, so, or late afternoon and into the early evening, depending on the time of day. And so the creator inside a video, the interview that Renee Ritchie was doing with Todd Beaupre from the algorithm team, basically. They have a proper name that's eluding my brain right now. But it was like a Q&A. It was like a Mythbuster type thing. So they're like talking about common beliefs about the algorithm and YouTube. And they were like going through it and talking about it, discussing it. And there's a whole bunch of them. And you can imagine the interesting questions that type of video gets. And with any, let me just put it out there, with any creator inside a video, there's always people who are trying to get their agenda out there. It might be nothing related to the topic of the video, but they'll want to say, hey, YouTube, why don't you do this? Or YouTube, your algorithm is broken. Or YouTube, your such and such is broken. Your comment section is broken. Why do you allow this sort of content on you? You get all sorts. So, broader than the topic of the video. So, you get all those, and that's all fine. But I was just trying to sort of jump in. I decided to, in the first hour of my day, still a bit groggy, drinking my orange juice, having a cup of tea, whatever, having breakfast, and I'm there, and I'm jumping into. I watch the video, and go, this is pretty cool. I'm going to jump into the comment section, and I start sort of seeing some comments. I'm like, that's incorrect. That's an incorrect assumption. So let's see if I can sort of like bring some clarity, because that YouTube Creator Insider, they don't always jump in. Like Renee jumps in here and there, but I don't always see them being very active in their own comment section. So I jump in there, and I jump in on several different topics. I'm not going to go into the topics, but basically there is a lot of pushback. People think that they make these videos, and this is like after having some discussions back and forth, and I was called a YouTube shill amongst other things, but they believe that they're just making this stuff up. They're making up this stuff about the algorithm. It's just some story. I'm like, are people for real? Are people for real? Why would they make this stuff up? What's the end goal on that? What's the point of misleading creators if that's what's going on? And I totally believe they're not. I totally believe that because the stuff that Todd says, I've had interactions with Todd. I've spoken to Todd in person. I follow him on Twitter and all sorts of stuff. What he says is spot on. He doesn't deviate. He knows the algorithm because he's been working on it for so long that he understands what the purpose of the algorithm is, and he's trying to educate creators on how the algorithm works so that we're not like confused. He tells it like it is, but not everybody wants to jive with the narrative. No, but not everybody wants to go with it. So, yeah. So my experience in the comment section, getting back to that, is I had a lot of pushback. I tried explaining stuff to people that some people don't want to listen. Some people have already made up their mind, whether it's conspiracy agenda or whether it's the other conspiracy that they have is that basically it's the algorithm is broken because it doesn't do what I think it should do. As a creator, it should be pushing my videos. It should be showing all my videos to all my subscribers. And all this, we could debunk this stuff all day long, but this is the sort of thing that I was up against, and so yeah, so that was interesting. And then this week there was another video. What video was that one? vidIQ did a video, and I think it was based off that other video, and it was like, and so I dropped a few things. I learned a couple more things in the process of going through these comments, and one of them was my channel name. A couple of people, because it said Doug Hewson YT, they thought I was a YouTube employee. That has never occurred to me. No one's ever mentioned that to me before until I'm hitting 10,000 subscribers, and I'm like, gee, do I need to change my channel name or something? What's going on? And I'm like, hey, just full disclosure, I do not work for YouTube. Because they were like, I could tell by the way they were answering, it's like, why don't you do this? So why don't you? I'm like, me? What's it got to do with me? I'm not YouTube. So I have to qualify that I wasn't YouTube. So yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions out there, and even I found in a couple of different occasions on both comment sections, both videos, I did have an instance where different people thought that I might have worked for YouTube based on A, the way I was answering questions, and B, the fact that I had YT in my channel name. So, no, I don't. I do not work for YouTube. All right, I'm going to jump back into the chat. I'm sure there's questions here. Paul says, I think shorts and vertical streams tend to reach a wider audience who are often less good fit for your content. Yeah, I think so. It's a bit like the Wild West of the early days of shorts, where random shorts were appearing on random feeds, and there wasn't a lot of sort of targeting of the shorts to the right viewers, which I think YouTube have realized that wasn't really the way to go. So now, obviously, shorts are more targeted now. I think, than they were at the start. Yeah, same with vertical streams. Though. Those vertical streams are the Wild West type stuff, and so you're getting a lot of click buys, a lot of flybys. People are coming by. Maybe a few people are sticking around, but most are moving on, scrolling through the feed, never to see your stream again. So definitely a reason, amongst other things, for crazy comments. And you know, the most common one I've seen on shorts on different channels is they go in and say, name a car for a challenge, or name a type of car for something or other. So for some sort of tutorial, some video, and say like a Honda. I don't know. What do you mean a car? It's like nonsensical stuff. It's like doesn't make sense to the topic of the stream or anything. There we go. Question. I noted mobile setting for going live extra vertical is set and horizontal as an option. Yeah, they've set it as vertical by default now in the go live sequence. So if you're going to go live from your phone, it will default to vertical unless you change it. All right. Let me not get distracted by my phone. All right. American English of Brent, welcome to the stream. You do great work, Doug. Keep it up. Thank you, sir. Tom Prey, product lead for YouTube homepage and recommendations. Thank you for the official title. He's the algorithm dude. When in doubt, he's the algorithm dude. But yes, recommendations. That's probably the primary word I was looking for. Where are we? Alvin is new to the channel. Well, welcome. I hope you stick around. Hope you find some value along the way. We're going to keep going in the chat. So, yeah, questions. Make sure you put a Q next to the questions to let me know if you've got a question. I hinted 6 days ago about needing help publishing videos on the other channel, filmed, edited, two for the other channel. He didn't take the hint. Today, I just put blank and said, I need you to do this. If I recall, that was your husband. Please help. Please help. Absolutely. Yes. Let me explain this. If you want to get chatty in chat, you need to subscribe. I used that last week for both streams last week, just as a, well, because we're getting close to 10K, so that was sort of help things along a bit. It's something I don't normally do. So now I want to test it and see, does it make a difference? So if you got feedback, if you're maybe been past my streams before, you haven't been subscribed, you're not really interested in subscribing, but you want to comment, so you subscribe to comment, let me know if that's sort of seems normal to you, or whether that seems a little bit pushy. Like I put it like it has to be subscribed for like 1 minute to do it. Some people use this as like an anti-spam device, because if it's a bot or whatever, they're less likely to want to subscribe to your channel, or if it's like a troll, they're not wanting to stick around, and you could set it for 5 or 10 minutes. So there's different ways of using that. I'm just interested in what uses it has, and if it's a detrimental thing at all for anybody, or if it's just, hey, some channels do that, it's all cool, everything's good. Okay, so we're going to have comments in here about what I was talking about. I want to know how being a shill for YouTube is a bad thing. Yeah, well, it was meant in a derogatory sense. It was meant in as in if you get called like an Apple shill, you know, if you're an Apple shill, it's like, oh, you preach the word of Apple, and Apple can do nothing wrong, and it's like, well, YouTube can do nothing wrong. Now I've disagreed with some things that YouTube have done, like some features I think are a bit naff, like Jerry would know. I'm not a fan of the collab tool for shorts. Like the tool's all right, but I think the name Collab is a bit rich. It's definitely a reaction tool. Maybe like Twitter call something similar duets. It could be a better name. Collab, duets. It's like does the channel that you're reacting to get a say? So I don't feel that's a collab. So stuff like that. There's things that I disagree with. How they handle stuff, some communication things around advanced features or invalid traffic, different things like that. I think they could do better. So I'm definitely critical of YouTube on some things. I watch a friend on YouTube. He's a gamer. Something goes wrong. He blames AI. Yeah, and YouTube uses sort of a form of AI in the recommendation system for a long time. It's basically, it's machine learning is the term. So it's different to like all this AI that's happening now, which is generative AI, where it's generating content, it's generating images, it's generating text, generating blogs, it's generating stuff. Whereas the YouTube algorithm is what's called machine learning. It's learning from inputs from viewers and everything about how viewers interact with videos, what videos they like, what videos they dislike, what they respond to, what they watch more of, what they watch less of, to inform the content that YouTube is going to serve to other viewers. So it's a different type of AI, but it's an AI all the same. It's a learning AI, and that's what makes an AI learning. And AI and learning is basically hand in hand. Yeah. Well, it never crossed my mind either. Paul said, I think some people, it's easy to believe a conspiracy behind why their channel isn't doing great versus facing the reality that the videos aren't good enough. Yeah. Like I think some creators assume that it's their God-given right that every video they put out gets promoted to everybody, particularly to their subscribers, because they said they want to watch more of my content. They subscribed. But some of these people, they subscribe because this channel looks all right, I'll subscribe. They didn't ring the bell. They don't want to be notified, so they're not getting notifications. They haven't watched your channel in a while because you have been either inconsistent or they've just been skipping your videos. So YouTube's less likely to recommend that content to them in their home feed or in suggested. Now, if they dive into the subscription feed, they'll see it there, but not everybody does that. I've learnt from people this week in those comment sections. Not everybody uses the subscriber feed. Like I use the subscriber feed. That's how I find stuff from from channels I subscribe to. And I've been experimenting on some of my other channels where I review other content about whether I subscribe to it. Will it continue? And I watch it all the time. Will it continue to be recommended to me? And it does. After a while, some of those channels I will subscribe to, and they will be my subscribe list. It just depends on who they are and what the content is. We could talk about that all day. Live stream consultants is in the house. Welcome to the stream. You never know. Never know. Maybe Renee needs an assistant. Who knows? Renee, call me. SMS guy, a few people I know have been called shills for NASA. Yes. I watch a bit of content around like about like globe earthers debunking flat earthers and stuff, and a lot of flat earthers say that it's a big NASA conspiracy that the earth is round, so and it's a big conspiracy that we ever went to space, so they're very anti-NASA, particularly probably because it's like a government agency. Why's my question removed? Okay, that's interesting. Okay, Chantal says it didn't show up. You know what? I could probably have a look. anything been hidden? Not that I'm seeing. Oh, I'm way behind in the chat. Okay, I need to keep going. I'm 10 minutes behind in the chat. Let me continue and I'll get caught up. Engagement is engagement, that's right. Question. I wish there was an easier way to share a playlist other than to go to your channel and find it, or go to studio and then click edit on YouTube to share it. Is there an easier way? That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't have a direct answer for that right now. But these are the questions that pop up from time to time, maybe in a Facebook group or whatever. And I'll pick up my phone or I'll jump on my computer and I'll start having a look. I'm like, okay. Now, how easy is this to look at your playlists in, say, okay. If I hit the U tab on the phone, straight away I get my history and then I get all my playlists. So I could probably find it there. Now, how easy is it then to get a link from that? Because sometimes it's easy to grab links to share from a mobile device. If I click the 3-dot menu, oh yeah, there's a share option right at the bottom. There's a little tiny 3-dot menu just below the thumbnail to the right bottom of the thumbnail. One of the options is to share. And I should be able to grab a link. So on a mobile, I think that's pretty easy. Because if it's one of your playlists, it'll be in that playlist feed. It says playlist there. And it says view all. Which will then pull up like a up-down list, a vertical list of your playlists, which you can then do the same thing. So I'll show you every single playlist. So you can get to that pretty quickly on your mobile. So I think that might be a good way of doing it. Now, if I was to do it on desktop, yeah, you would have to go to your channel and go to your playlist tab and do it that way. I think that would be the quickest way on desktop. I don't know if there's anything easier or quicker. Yeah, that's what they say. Name of a car for an edit. I'm like, what are you editing? Golden Solution, welcome to the stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's something interesting. It was basically there. I don't know what I can't remember the exact reason why I started this channel with YT. I think it's because I had my regular viewing channel was just Doug Hewson, and so this is the channel with my branding. This is just to let me know this is the channel that I'm doing my legit sort of content on. And even when I started though, I wasn't really doing a lot of stuff around YouTube. It was like my first video was a Final Cut Pro tutorial. And then I was doing stuff about moderation and different things. I had to do something on an iPad, and it was, it was all over the place, but I was, finding my way. But yeah, quite often people put YT, and I could say, well, YT stands for something. I don't know what it stands for. Like it does technically stand for YouTube because it's Doug Hewson on YouTube. So I did consider, after that interaction, I did consider just shortening it to Doug Hewson, but then I have another channel, Doug Hewson. This is just my viewing channel, and I thought maybe that would be confusing. So until I come up with something better, I'm just going to leave it as Doug Hewson YT. It hasn't seemed to be a concern so far. So I will deal with that as I need to. The SEO man is in the house. Welcome. Okay. Okay, I'm going to look for questions. I can see some conversation and I'm going to get distracted by. Life on YouTube, Twitter X says, Chantel, Doug, you both going live together for last call. Not tonight, but we're planning on doing a channel review stream very soon. Don't have an exact date for you yet, but I'll be looking for something sometime this month. In the month of March, be on the lookout. We'll let you know once it's locked in. We'll schedule it and it'll be good. It could even be on a Saturday or it could be on a different day, but we'll let you know. We will let you know. You know, we might be filling some content gaps possibly. Let's see. A girl in her passport's in the house. Tiffany, welcome. Let's see. The old corner is here. I see a channel that has a 15-day wait on subs to comment. 15-day. Wow. Oh, there's a bit of a freeze in the camera there for a second. Oh, on my end it was anyway. Yeah, 15-day wait on a comment. Wow. When it, you know, I think 5 minutes, 10 minutes is sort of a reasonable thing. I've seen people do that. 20 minutes maybe. Gee. Whew. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good feedback. That's good feedback. Yeah. Yeah, there's different because there's different streams on StreamYard. There's not always the same group. Like Chantel and I are both moderators on the StreamYard channel, but you know some of these streams are happening when we're asleep here in the US. Like later today, Dee and Daniel are doing theirs on StreamYard. But yeah, I'll be up because you know, but it'll be our 3. It starts at our 3 a.m. So you know, and it's because it's Saturday, and this is what we do on a Saturday. During the week when they're doing their streams, you know, we're not aware. I don't know if they have other mods that are popping in. There's not a huge amount of mods in the town hall, which we also jump in and moderate on Sunday nights. So you know, there's a few things going on there. So hopefully they have at least one or more mods in most of the other streams. Kind of there's the podcast stream that Rob is it Greenlee? What's his last name? Something like that. They do a stream over there. There's a bunch of streams happening, so hopefully they're modded up for each one because we're not always available. All right. Here's a question: how long have you been on YouTube? Yeah, as I was talking about last week's 10K celebration, we were talking about the history of this channel. This channel, it took me just over 6 years to get from 0 to 10,000. So 6 years there, but I had a couple other channels on the boil before that. So been on YouTube since about probably 2014, 2015, sort of just starting off doing sort of some Minecraft content, mostly streaming on what was called Beam, which became Mixer, which then Facebook bought and shut down, and then a bit on Twitch as well and on YouTube. But I didn't really do a lot at that point. A few pre-recorded videos. It was just sort of just dabbling at that point and getting used to doing the thing and trying to figure out how to make Minecraft videos on YouTube. You know what I mean? But then I moved on to doing a dash cam channel, and I churned out quite a lot of videos on that channel before I started this one. And so this one's been going since, I could check it. If I go in, it should have my joined April 7, 2017. So we're coming up to my channel anniversary in about a month. Yeah, April 7, 2017 is when this channel started. So that's nearly 7 years. So it's just short 7 years, actually. So it's nearly 7 years. Wow. And so a few more years before that for those other channels. So getting close to 10 years on YouTube, but not quite. All right, let's see. Legendary Fries is here. There we are. Took a second to come up. Where are we? Okay. Oh, that's how far behind the chat I am. I knew Jerry would comment on that one when I mentioned it. All right, I'm trying to catch up. Yeah, talking about the subscriber feed, I think it says, I only use the subscriber feed and never go to YouTube homepage unless it's by mistake. Yeah, at one point I had my YouTube set up that when I clicked on like my saved link, my bookmark link, it would go to it used to go to the subscriber feed. I think something changed along the way. Yeah, I am getting caught up. I'm still 10 minutes behind. That was posted 10 minutes ago, that one. So I have seen the back and forth, and I haven't seen any. I've seen these posts, but I haven't seen any questions coming in from Oscar modeling in particular. Obviously, other people there's a few cues that I'm highlighting along the way. Some creators are turning off show and subscription feed for their shorts. Yeah, this is an interesting one. And I'm assuming these are the people who are uploading from desktop, because it doesn't even ask you that when you're uploading from mobile. So, so yeah. Okay. Here we go. I'm scheduling to catch up. There we go, YouTube trainer. It could mean anything. It could mean I'm saying yes to something. It could be a whole bunch of things. Oh yeah, I could rename the other channel too. That is another thing. Oh, that's a double Doug there. Look out. Yeah, that's an interesting concept. But obviously, you want to be, you're looking to be more broad than just Greece. So, that makes sense. Exactly. See, there we go. Okay. I am trying to catch up here. I learned Spanish. World's in the house. Welcome, welcome. Froggy 1971. Where are you, Twitchers? Coming in from Twitch. Baking with Charlene is in the house. Welcome, welcome. I'm sure he does. I'm sure he does. Yes, indeed. I'm endeavouring to scroll. I think it's because I went on that rant early on that it took me a while to catch up. Look, I'm here at the bottom already. There's been less commenting, and I'm here. And here we go. Here's the question. Another question. Doug, if you could go back to the beginning of this channel with what you know now of how YouTube works, what would you do different, if anything? I think somebody asked me something similar in the 10K subscriber, and I'll probably give a similar answer. I might answer it differently. It's just how I feel today. I would be more consistent. Like even now, let's say 7 years later, I'm still working a full-time job. So I'm doing this as, this is, you could call it the, as they say, the side hustle. It's something I do on the side, something I do extra. It's gotten to the point where I am generating income from AdSense. I'm generating, obviously I've got memberships and super chats, all that stuff directly from YouTube. I have a merch page, get bits and pieces from that. I do some stuff on Amazon, get some bits and pieces from that. I do some behind the scenes stuff for other creators, channel management type stuff, community management type stuff. Do stuff on Facebook and whatnot. Some of that involves being paid, some of it doesn't. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm doing and juggling, and sometimes the commitment to do the content means that I'm not always putting out a video every week. Like, it's particularly this year, since the start of the year, my first video didn't come out till like early first half of February. I only did live streams, and I've been very consistent on the live streams, but I didn't do a lot of like pre-recorded content for a period of time there. And then there's periods where I'll be banging out a lot of videos, and then there'll be periods where I've either gotten busy or I'm away or something's going on, and so I don't upload every week like clockwork or anything like that. So my number one thing that I would do different would be stay consistent, and maybe figure out a schedule that I can achieve, whether that is weekly or every 2 weeks or something like that, so that I can get the content out regularly. The second thing I would have done is try to figure out what the channel's going to be about sooner. Because when I started it, I didn't have a focus. It was like, I want to do tutorials, software tutorials or something. Maybe, you know, it's for creators, but I haven't really formulated what it was. And so it took me a few years to sort of figure out. I think the first time I had some clarity was probably around 2019 when I went to Vid Summit the first time. And then since then, it's sort of coalesced into what it is now. And I think if I could sort of figure that out a little bit sooner, that would have been good. Figure out like the focus of the channel so I could focus the content on the right audience. The question was, do you have a trailer before you go live? I currently don't. I did dabble with trailers last year, on and off. Sometimes I was making them like each week for that particular stream. I would record something and then upload it, and that was a lot of extra work. Sometimes I'd be like earlier in Saturday, I'd be pumping it, recording something and editing it, and then getting it onto YouTube, and it would only be like, probably 60 seconds or so. But I had to edit, upload it to YouTube, so it was a bit of work to do it. Now, I like what Nick does in the sense of I could have something that's pre-recorded that it would be the same thing every week. It would be like the welcome and make sure to hit the reminder. I think I had something like that in place for a period of time early last year. Something I might revisit. Something I'll definitely might revisit, a channel trailer. I think I'll put that on my list of things to do this year, is to have a 2024 channel trailer for my live streams. Oscar modeling. Well, I'm certainly sorry that your actual questions aren't coming through. So I don't know what's happening on the YouTube side of things, because I can see, I'm looking at the direct YouTube chat and the StreamYard chat, and I'm not seeing any questions popping up at all. So I'm assuming there's some sort of word in there that's being held, not on my blocked word side, because the mods would see that, but it would be on the YouTube side. So I apologize for something that Google or YouTube are doing, I would say, and I'm not sure what it would be. I'm not sure what it would be. Yeah, definitely. It's a juggle. You got to juggle things. It's not impossible, but it's a challenge. And sometimes it's like prioritizing things and figuring things out. Yeah, I got that earlier today. The Temu affiliate program. I'm like, wow, I've been invited. An email. And I'm wondering, is it because I hit 10,000 subscribers now? That's the threshold that Temu are looking for. You know what I mean? And look, it's a legit invite. See, it's on an email. It's from actually, I haven't checked. Is it from a Temu email address? It is influencer@temu.com. It's a legit influencer. They've identified me as a legit influencer. So I don't know if anybody has any recommendations around Temu, any experience as a buyer with Temu, because I've heard things. And I don't know whether it's just people making fun, or whether it's as bad as something like Wish. Let me know if you've had some experience, because I'd be interested in that. Let me put my phone down. I've noticed in chat that you can edit what you type in. It only says remove. Yeah, once you've posted it, all you can do is like retract it and then put in a fresh comment. You can't like go in and edit it because if you edit it and it goes up the screen, it's going off the screen. And during the live stream, nobody's, unless it's a mod or somebody's just having a scroll to see what's going on, no one's going to see that if it's sort of not coming in fresh. Most people read the comments as they come in fresh. So they allow you to retract it and then do another comment instead. I would co-sign that comment right there. I'll definitely co-sign that, if you know what I mean. All right. Boom. This guy's helping out there. I need to figure out more pre-recorded content. All I need is to take the time to go back and pull clips. Yeah, particularly with your type of content where you're, filming a lot of stuff. It's like, what are you filming? And maybe you can plan on filming specific things at certain times. Obviously, plan around. Obviously, you've got some sort of. I'm assuming with astronomy that you know when certain stars and certain planets are going to be in certain places at certain times because it's all worked out mathematically. So you can plan out what you film, but then it's like, well, how is this useful, and what can I do with this to supplement and maybe make a video that's pre-recorded. Maybe I can teach somebody about astronomy in certain ways using the images that I'm capturing. A whole bunch of ways of going about it. But yeah, it takes time. It takes planning. I think the biggest thing for me that I'm still trying to dial in is more of the planning part of pre-recorded videos. Sometimes I'll come in here if it's like a news, like a breaking news thing. I'm working off a document and I'm presenting it, and then it's sort of off the cuff, and I'm not planning I'm not doing a lot of scripting on it. There's not a lot of scripting happening. It's just, this is breaking news. This is what this says. I'm free flowing. I'm it's like doing a live stream. You just do it off the cuff, but at least you get to chop it up, edit it, make it succinct. If you waffle a bit, you can cut bits out. That's, I've made quite a bit of that content, even with tutorials. If you're confident with the software that you're showing, sometimes you can just like free flow the tutorial. And I've free flowed quite a lot of tutorials over my time. And so I'm trying to sort of dabble a lot more in the structured and planning stages where, at times I will, definitely have a bullet point. So I know I've got to cover this, this, and this. That makes sense. But sometimes I've actually scripted word for word. And you can probably tell some of those videos because I'm reading off a teleprompter. I'm presenting it, and I'm, trying to, and that's a whole other method of presentation that you got to try and get under your belt and get good at, and it's not always easy to do. I still feel awkward a little bit at doing reading scripted content. So we shall see. We shall see. Channel trailer. Yeah, that's something I have never made 10,000 subscribers. I've never made a channel trailer. I always put in like performing content as my sort of piece of content for new people. And then I try to stick recent content or the latest video for returning viewers, if I remember to keep changing that up, of course. Get someone to do a trailer for me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If it's like a live stream trailer, I'll just like, okay, do a live stream trailer. I'll just, it doesn't need to be long. I know what my live streams are. I can throw that together pretty quick. A channel trailer? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really thought about it before. That's an interesting thing to think about. I don't know who would want to do that for me. Not that I'm seeking someone at this point, but it's interesting. Like, would I seek out like Steven Spielberg? Like, I need a trailer. Okay. Question. Here we go. How do you manage to stay up to watch Nick and Daryl? I'm also in Australia. I've been struggling recently. Saturday, I fell asleep listening to Nick. Not that he puts me to sleep. Yeah, like this is like become my ritual for Saturday, and so I will. Partially, one thing I'll do is Saturdays. I try not to have it too much on like a Saturday morning. So I will plan my Saturdays to maybe sleep in a little bit, get caught up on my sleep from the week because sometimes I'm a night owl. I like to stay up late, but then I have to get up at a certain time to go to work, and so I can burn the candle at both ends. And so I'll use Saturday as my buffer to get caught up on my sleep a little bit. So I'll get up late morning on a Saturday, so that sort of helps a bit. Now, when I'm done here, the next thing I've got to do is go make a coffee. I don't normally drink coffee at night, but on Saturdays I drink a coffee, so that sort of helps me a bit. The other thing that keeps me up is when we get to Niman Live, I jump on a call with Chantel. So while we're moderating, we can just communicate directly, and that banter along with Nick and D bantering and other stuff that will keep you awake to a certain extent as well. Yeah, it can be a challenge, but I'm a night owl, so I sort of can build that into me a little bit. But yeah, like I could definitely sometimes I could be doing this and be this is my stream. I'm starting to feel tired. I got to get through Nick's stream. I got to get through to D and Daniel's stream today. It's coming up. There's a few things going on. I got to be ready. The other thing I do is try and keep my fluids up. I'm not sure how well that is for keeping weight, but yeah, the coffee definitely comes in handy because normally before I go to bed, the only thing I'll drink will be like a tea. But on Saturday nights, it's coming up basically just before midnight. I'll be making a coffee, and that'll keep me going for a couple more hours. And I'll make sure I keep my fluids up during that time. Sometimes I'll get up and stretch my legs, sort of mid Niman live stream, and get up and walk around and get a bit of blood flow. Because if you sit in the chair a while, you can sort of start to, relax and feel a little bit tired. So I do what I can. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, yeah. Even when you have like the recommended content that pops up and auto plays, like every time I go to my own channel, I gotta immediately go and stop the autoplay because I don't want to hear myself talking that same video. Like I could probably repeat that particular video. It's been in that slot for a while. I can repeat the opening lines over and over and over because every time I go to my channel, I hear it and I have to stop it. So yes, I get it. Do block words still get help for review and shown to mods? Yes, they tend to. Like when we're modding, we will see if anything has a blocked word, it will just like highlight it as to be held for review. So we would see it and go, oh no, that's actually okay. So we'll allow that to be shown. Or yeah, that definitely should. It's a good thing that held that for review because we don't want that. It's inappropriate. We don't want that going up. And so we will leave it be or just delete it so nobody accidentally clicks on it and makes it live. So yeah, when it's the channel's block words list, it'll tend to put it in held for review. So you can make the final call. I purchased some items from Temu. It did arrive late, cheap, China imports. It can make for funny content ideas. Yeah, like I've seen some stuff and it's been super, like the prices are super cheap. And I'm like, when it's that cheap, I just don't know how that's possible. Based on what I buy, something which, reasonable price on Amazon. I'm like, how do they do it? Yeah, it's like Temu is like the Amazon of China, and you know, they're buying it in bulk and getting it super cheap. Okay, that's interesting. I buy stacks from Temu, all different kinds of stuff, the occasional lemon, but most is fine. Depends on what you're after. Interesting. I should really go check it out a little bit further. Like, I've seen them advertising heavily on YouTube, you know what I mean? Like ads that pop up and promoting Temu. How do you know if a sponsorship is genuine? I've been getting lots of offers, but I am not doing any because a little guy there tried sending me a keylogger. Yeah, that's the big thing. The first things I look for is what's the email address it's come from? Does it match the company they say they claim they represent, or is it like a Gmail account, or is it like a Yahoo or a Hotmail, or just a general generated account from maybe an ISP or something like that? Like, is it like that person at this company, or something at this company, or has it got some? Or have they been like real funny and it's like, you know how you get those funny ones that say they're from Facebook, but it will say something xyz.com. It's clearly not from Facebook. So I look out for that first. Then I look at the presentation of it. And what are they trying to say? Are they wanting me to click anything straight off the bat? And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they'll want you to correspond with them before they send you a download or something that might be a keylogger or a link to something. So I would be very careful. If ever in doubt, this is a good recommendation. If ever in doubt, go into something like a Facebook group. Maybe just post a little bit of the welcome part of the email, some of the basic parts, and get a few second opinions, because you will get a few people say, "Oh, it's a scam," straight away. But then a few people will be looking, okay, well, the email address is legit, so it could be okay. And is the English good? Is the English bad? That is sometimes an indicator, but not always, because some of these people are based in countries that English is not their first language. And then what you would do, if it all looks legit from that and you're still not sure, I would then if they've introduced themselves as a particular person, I'd maybe go on something like LinkedIn, look up the company, and see if they've got a LinkedIn account that says that they work for that company. And then if that's the case, then it probably is legit. Then you can go from there. But yeah, you're just being like very careful all the way through. Like if it doesn't even fit if the offer doesn't even fit my audience, then I'm going to disregard it straight away, whether it's a scam or not. It's like I get approached by a lot of Amazon sellers because I do Amazon stuff on Amazon. It's like, I don't want to make videos about baby toys or women's sanitary products or, stuff that, A, I'm not interested. I'm not going to buy anyway. B, stuff that doesn't fit my general audience anyway. Even my Amazon stuff, I have it meet my creator type audience, because I also have my creator tech reviews channel. So I'm reviewing like mini tripods and maybe an iPhone for content creators, or a charger for my iPhone, or a hard drive, or a microphone holder for my Rode wireless mics. I'm making content like that because that's the stuff I'm buying from Amazon, so I can legit vouch for the product or give my opinion on the product, because it is something that I'm interested in and something that I'm wanting to do and talk about. I don't want to talk about, a box of pegs for doing my washing. So, I disregard a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff slips through to the keeper because it's not either to fulfill the audience on this channel or the general vibe that I'm doing on my Amazon thing. They're probably the two places I get approached. All right. And yes, look at that. Time zones are shifting. Yeah. I'm happy about that because everything's an hour earlier for next week. Woohoo! Considering Temu's going through the courts now, being charged with selling customer data and worse. Ooh, yeah, that's a point. I didn't know about that, but yes. I'm not in a rush to jump in. I noticed that when I posted that on Twitter, that Genius Link jumped in and said, "Oh, let us know how it goes." I'm like, yeah, I'm probably not going to take them up on their offer. But of course, they want to know, well, if Temu's legit, then maybe we can, integrate Temu in as part of Genius Link, which would be good. If Temu is legitimate, then that would be something that would be right down Genius Link's alley. I use Genius Link for my Amazon links. A few other things. Okay. I'm trying to catch up again. A lot of conversations going on. Thanks for reminding me to change my video for returning subscribers. Yeah, I forget all the time. I'm like, I look and I go, oh, that was like 5 or 6 videos ago. I better update that to like my latest video. I need to put that in my like checklist as like, when I've uploaded my new video, when it's live, change it to the latest video for returning viewers. "12 years, wow. Hope it's a performer. That's all I can say." Tom Nash in the house. Tom, how you going? Thank you. Chantel is a reminder of hydration. Speaking of hydration. If you and Chantel started a channel streaming your live stream banter and moderation of Nick's live stream, I bet it would be an awesome cult following. Gee. I don't know if I'd stream that. You'd hear all the conversations that we have talking about people in the chat. All right. Gonna scroll. And Grimrock's in the house. Welcome. Why am I behind? I am a little bit behind. As soon as I stop on a question and then I like talk on it for a minute or two, that's when I get behind. I'm just gonna scroll and look for the cues because there's a lot of excellent conversation going on. Okay, I got to the bottom. I wasn't that far away. All right. I think this is the time I need to take a stretch and let's talk about some things that might be coming up later today and during the week. Just taking a look. Everything's looking good. So let's do it. I got to click some buttons to make it happen. Let's talk about what's coming up later today. First thing that's coming up, 9 a.m. Eastern, as always, Nick Dimon will be live doing his Q&A show. That's an old thumbnail. It's not the thumbnail for his show. Although it is a different color, different text, same face. Learn how to grow your YouTube channel. Nice and simple. That title tells you like it all is. It's a Q&A show. Drop your questions in. Nick will be addressing a bunch of questions, as always. So make sure you stick around from this chat. You'll roll right over into Nick's chat. But he goes live in about 30 minutes from now, 9 a.m. Eastern. Then coming up later today, appropriate heavy rock song, YouTube channel reviews with Daniel Batal. And I spelled Daniel's name wrong on there. And I don't know how many times I've used this graphic before, but I've just noticed it now. I'm going to fix that for next month. Daniel Batal and D. Nimmin are going live. The game show about channel reviews. It is fun. It can get sidetracked. but you always have the opportunity to learn something about best practices for your YouTube channel. So make sure to join them at around 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 3 a.m. my time. So yes, you will see me there in the chat. And coming up Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Chantel will be going live talking about what is your stream style. I think the official title of the stream is what live stream style is you. When I put this together, I just repeated the words off the thumbnail. So make sure to join Chantel at 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's an hour difference to last week. It's because of the time change in the US. Chantel will still be going live at 9 a.m. Australian time, but it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern instead of 6 p.m. Eastern. So note that in your calendars, and it should be fun. You'll see me in the chat there. I'll be moderating that stream as well. All right. All right. And there's one other thing we must do. I'm going to drop it right now. So here we go.
It's the last call.
It's the last call, which means this is the final section of the stream where it's your last chance to ask a question, make a comment, do all that in the chat. So if you have something to say, now's the time to say it before we start wrapping things up today. And I can see there's like a whole bunch of comments coming in. So I need to find out where I was up to because it just keeps rolling. I just saw this one as I was looking for my spot. Like, I spelt it wrong, like, literally, probably months ago, because I reused that one because they use it at the same time and use the same thumbnail. And, yeah, so I spelt it wrong sometime in the past, and I've been using it wrong probably for months and just noticed. So even when you get to 10K, you make silly mistakes. Okay. Under 30 minutes to Nimmon o'clock now. Now, have I missed anything up here? There's some conversations going on. I'm just going to go from here, I think. I don't think there's anything else. Okay, let's start scrolling down again. Looking for the cues, looking for other comments for the final part of the stream. Yes, we'll be live redirecting to Nick Nimmon's stream. So what happens is when my stream ends, if you're still in the chat, YouTube will move you straight over to Nick Nimmon's stream. I think there's an exception to that is something to do with autoplay. If you've got autoplay turned off or something, then it gives you like a button to click instead so you can get over there. But I find that these days, most people get automatically moved over. And that's something I need to make sure is in place before we get things done here. So there it is. That is officially in place. It's like a raid on Twitch, but it happens on YouTube. Yes, heavy metal music with someone who isn't a rock star. Absolutely. The timing was impeccable. This is just on random create a mix play, and it just dropped it at the right time. All right. Last call, and as it's the last call, the prerequisite emojis are being dropped. Boom. Love it. Last call. Beer for questions. Is that what this is? And Michael Sahoski's in the house. Good morning. Good to see you. All right, keep it going here. That is a fact, because no one's mentioned it to me up until now. or everybody saw it and you conspired against me to not tell me. And then I'll put it up every month, and people are laughing and pointing. Probably not. Support, yeah. I can have the habit of doing that too. It's like, oh, I still got 2023 on that thing. That can happen too. My stream style, empty chat. Oh. Yeah, we learned that one the hard way. Chantel learned that one the hard way, I should say. We need to do something about that. We need to we're gonna get Chantel to 500 so she can start doing memberships and super chats, and then let's get it to 1,000 so she start getting ads and being able to redirect. All these little known rules that pop in, and they're so petty and little that I'm not even aware of them. I'm like, oh, didn't know that. Okay, righto. Yeah, because I got some funny things in place with live streams, particularly people live streaming from mobile, where they'll have limits. Because I think you have to have a minimum of 50 subscribers to stream. I don't see the harm in redirecting, because it's like that. You can do it. You can pretty much do it on Twitch from day dot, from as far as I'm aware. You can redirect to the next person streaming. You know, well, they call it a raid. It's a raid. It's a thing. It's like part of their culture on Twitch. So I think it's definitely something they should at least lower. Like I don't know what's if there's a detriment to redirecting to a different channel, unless you're using that somehow to take your channel to go on and say, when you get there, I want you to spam the comments with, you know, like a brigading. If you're like inciting your audience to brigade somebody else, but it's like, well, anybody could do that to anybody, really. You can say when you get to next chat, say hashtag I came from, you know, the good easy stuff like, oh, hey, we came from Doug's chat or whatever. But you know, I could say, hey, when you get to next chat, go do X, Y, Z. You know, I don't want to put any ideas in anyone's heads, so I'm not going to say anything. But I can say, yeah, say hashtag whatever. Yeah, I don't want to say anything inappropriate because somebody will get over there and type it in. I know. No. Sometimes super chats is quiet. Sometimes it's busy. Last I think last Saturday it was sort of quiet, and then on the subscriber milestone one, it was busy. We also had a lot of membership stuff going on in the 10,000 subscriber stream as well. So there was I think there was a couple of lots of gifted memberships coming in, and a few new people joining. Bunch of things going on on that 10,000 subscriber special celebration. But the stream before it was fairly quiet on super chats. There might have been one, I can't remember. I think it might have been. I can't remember because it was like a day apart. It's a bit of a blur. Oh, here's this question. MD Respect, welcome to the stream. Can channel history never activate? I would expect 99% of channels shouldn't have that issue. It can take longer because the thing that prevents channel history from accruing is the same thing that can get your channel history revoked, and that's like bashing up against community guidelines, whether they're about doing the wrong things in people's comment sections or uploading content that's a little bit inappropriate or something like that. Usually the things that come in are the that will get you a community guideline strike are most certainly going to sort of affect your channel history. But then there's some, it appears to me there's some borderline stuff. Now, they actually list it in their help section, in Google's help section. I don't have a link to it right here. But in there, they do list the types of things that can hold back channel history from accruing it and what can get it revoked. They're pretty much the same things. So what can happen is you could like be going on a roll, and then all of a sudden, do something that will get it revoked, or you could be so close to getting it accrued that you've ticked all the boxes. YouTube's going to approve it, and it's make one mistake and pulls it back. The biggest problem I have with YouTube on this is their communication on it. The email they send out is very vague. It's like capital V for vague. YouTube's gotten a lot better on the very public and very talked about stuff like copyright and stuff, and getting more information and more detail on those. Even the community guidelines strikes to a certain extent. But when it comes to getting your channel history revoked and revoking advanced features, it's a struggle. But I think most channels, if you're doing the right thing, yes, you will accrue channel history. They reckon within 3 months, 2 to 3 months, you can accrue channel history, no problems. And that's by making sure you follow all YouTube's sort of rules. And if you follow the rules, stay clean, be active on YouTube, you should be good. Do you switch your mobile channel to 24 yet? Do you switch your mobile channel to 24? I'm having a blank on that question. Unless it's not for me, unless it's for someone else. More information, please. Let's see. Yes, let's get it going. Denial Batal. Yes. Oh, I will spell it any way I want. I will spell it any way I want. Doug Reed. Yeah, hashtag Doug Reed. I give you permission to use that one. That's okay. Oh, I know, you might want to use that one. Double Doug Reed. They're all good. Use whichever one tickles your fancy when you go raid. All right. Daniel was having fun last week. He was. He was. I need to hit this. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Learn Spanish well. Drop the $10 super chat. Says, I changed my video from returning subscriber. Thank you for reminding us. I hadn't changed it in like 5 years. Congratulations on hitting 10K, amigo. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm glad I can be a reminder. It's a reminder to myself as much as it is to everybody else. What is YouTube doing about mystery unsubscribing? Yeah, I've heard somebody is having a couple of people having that issue. I haven't heard much about it in the last week or so, but I know it was happening to a couple of people. I know that they were posting about it on Twitter. So yeah, I don't know anything more about that one right now. That's the support page for the channel history stuff, and there's a specific part where they list all the types of things that can sort of hold you back from getting channel history. Okay, we need to rock through these because I'm running out of time. You can stream from mobile to YT not long after creating a channel, but only from access such as... Yeah, that's right. The 50 sub limits just from the YouTube mobile app, if I recall. That's right. That's right. He hasn't paid me enough money yet. Oh, don't say that. That sounds so bad. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Hey, Sophia. Welcome to the channel. I just found you from Nick's channel. Amazing content. Congratulations on 10,000 subs. Can't wait till I get there. Yeah. You'll get there one day. One day. It took me close to 7 years. We worked out today. I knew it was over 6. So between 6 and 7 years. Nearly 7. My channel anniversary is next month. the beginning of April. So 7 years this April. So I expect most people, a lot of people do it quicker. Some people will take longer. 7 years does seem like a long time. But yeah, thank you. I've hit the bottom of the chat, which tells me it's time to wrap things up. Let you all head on over to Nick's stream. So we're going to wrap it up. You'll automatically roll over into Nick's pre-show chat. So stick around if you want to know more about what I'm doing. There's some stuff in the description. And you'll at least see me next week. I might have a video up during the week. I've got to get it edited. But you'll see me definitely next week for another show. And I've got to get all this stuff in place. This is Doug. And I will catch you later.